Hello and welcome all of you to my channel. Today I will bring you an interesting movie. Now let's go back to 1983 when the movie I introduced was broadcast. Have you guessed what that movie is yet? That's exactly what the A-Team is. And as usual, I will introduce all the actors in the movie then and now, but before getting to the main topic, I will briefly introduce the content of the A-Team. This series is an American action-adventure television series that airs on NBC. The A-Team is about former members of a fictional United States Army Special Forces unit. In it, 4 members were convicted of crimes they did not commit in military prison, then escaped to Los Angeles and began working as soldiers of fortune and cleared their names to avoid being caught by law enforcement and law enforcement agencies. Captured by the Army. And without making you wait too long, I will now go straight to the main topic to introduce to you the actors then and now. Number 1, George Peppard as John Hannibal Smith. When it came to orchestrating strategies, John Hannibal Smith was always prepared. His readiness proved fortunate given the daring escapades he and his team embarked upon. Luckily, Hannibal thrived on excitement, often seen with his trademark cigar, delivering memorable lines of dialogue. When assembling the cast of the A-Team, producers made a wise choice with George Peppard, a former U.S. Marine who held the rank of corporal in the 1940s. After his military service, Peppard pursued aviation training, remaining faithful to his Marine Corps roots. Interestingly, Peppard almost pursued a career in the oil industry. Initially considered for the role of Blake Carrington in Dynasty, he declined, feeling it resembled J.R. Ewing from Dallas too closely. However, fate led him to join the A-Team 2 years later as a soldier of fortune. Despite his previous success, notably starring alongside Audrey Hepburn in Breakfast at Tiffany's, Peppard found himself overshadowed by the rising popularity of Mr. T. Matters worsened when he discovered that Mr. T earned more money than him. Nevertheless, the A-Team revitalized Peppard's career, propelling him back into the spotlight he hadn't experienced since Tiffany's. It opened doors for projects like the TV movie Man Against the Mob and a 1994 episode of Matlock, intended as a pilot for a series about a father and daughter duo working as private investigators. Tragically, Peppard's fondness for cigars, combined with his smoking habit, contributed to his demise. He passed away from pneumonia just 8 days after the airing of his Matlock episode on May 8, 1994, at the age of 65. Number 2, Dwight Schultz as Howling Mad Murdock. Was Howling Mad Murdock truly unhinged? It's a matter open to interpretation, but Hannibal could always rely on this skilled pilot, especially considering a helicopter makes for an excellent getaway vehicle. Interestingly, Dwight Schultz, the actor behind Murdock, embarked on his career in 1981 with various minor roles, including an appearance on the police procedural Chips. However, it was the role of Howling Mad that propelled Schultz to prominence. He made such an impact that he nearly faced dismissal for overshadowing the show. But fortunately, the decision-makers opted to retain this dynamic performer as an integral part of the A-Team cast. Following his stint on the A-Team, Schultz continued to grace screens in memorable roles, such as Lieutenant Reginald Barclay in the Star Trek franchise. He also starred alongside Paul Newman in the 1989 film Fat Man and Little Boy. Subsequently, Schultz transitioned into a prolific voice acting career, lending his talents to various animated series and video games since the late 90s. Most recently, audiences could hear him voicing the antagonist in the 2020 animated feature Happy Halloween Scooby-Doo. Join in on the mystery to uncover the culprit. At 76 years old today, Schultz remains an active presence at conventions alongside the Faceman. Additionally, he has been happily married since 1983 to actress Wendy Fulton, known for her role as Jean Hackney in 23 episodes of Knots Landing. The couple shares a daughter, Ava, who is currently serving in the Marines. Number 3, Melinda Koua as Amy Amanda Allen. Koua is most recognized for her portrayal of Amy Amanda Allen in the popular 1980s TV series The A-Team. She depicted a newspaper journalist who became a member of the team for the initial season and part of the second season. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Koua appeared in various other television roles. Following her departure from the A-Team, Koua secured a leading part as Terry Randolph in the short-lived show Glitter. Another notable role was her portrayal of the recurring character Paula Vertasic on Knots Landing for 2 seasons from 1988 to 1990. Additionally, she starred as Joey Lawrence's stepmother for 2 seasons on Brotherly Love from 1995 to 1997, airing on NBC and the WB. Koua also made guest appearances on numerous prominent television series including Fantasy Island, Family Ties, Saint Elsewhere, The X-Files, Star Trek, The Next Generation, Brotherly Love, Beverly Hills, 90210, and Murder, She Wrote. In the film Wagons East, 1994, directed by her eventual spouse Peter Markle, Koua portrayed the character Constance Taylor, and she played Anna in Dying on the Edge, 2001. She served as an executive producer for Peter Markle's movie Odds Are, 2018. Since 2016, she has been engaged in writing and artistry. Her debut book, Wandigo, an illustrated mystery novel, was published in January 2016 by Griffith Moon Publishing. Number 4, Carl Franklin as Captain Crane. Carl Franklin is best known for his role as Captain Crane in the widely acclaimed action-adventure series The A-Team, which he portrayed from 1983 to 1985. Following his graduation, Franklin made his debut in theater, performing as a servant in the Public Theater's rendition of Timon of Athens. He later appeared in productions such as In the Belly of the Beast at the Mark Taper Forum. Early in his career, Franklin acted in the New York Shakespeare Festival, featuring in plays like Twelfth Night and Cymbeline. He ventured into film with his debut in Five on the Black Hand Side in 1973. Subsequently, he took on guest roles in various television series, including an episode of Barnaby Jones titled Focus on Fear, January 31st, 1980, The Rockford Files, Good Times, The Incredible Hulk, and The Streets of San Francisco. Throughout his career, Franklin has often portrayed authoritative figures such as law enforcement officers or military personnel. In July 2016, John Malkovich signed on to star in and produce Humboldt, a television drama series directed by Franklin, inspired by Emily Brady's acclaimed book, Humboldt, Life on America's Marijuana Frontier. In 2023, Franklin expressed his desire to direct a feature film adaptation of his AFI short Punk. He is married to film producer Jesse Beaton, known for producing One False Move, 1992. Number 5. Dirk Benedict as Templeton Faceman Peck. After experiencing the same kind of mischief the A-Team crew was known for, a smooth talker became quite indispensable, right? Naturally, the Faceman possessed the charm to win over anyone, while his persuasive tongue kept the team moving forward. Despite his womanizing ways, deep down he had a kind heart. He valued loyalty, though that was the extent of his commitments, much to the disappointment of his admirers. Perhaps that's why he held the position of the team's second in command, even if his official rank didn't reflect that. Actor Dirk Benedict soared to prominence early in his career. Initially, he gained familiarity with helicopters through his role as second lead in the short-lived 1974 series, Chopper 1. However, his breakthrough came in 1978 when he portrayed Lieutenant Starbuck in Battlestar Galactica. Subsequently, he transitioned from a spacefaring warrior back to a helicopter-bound adventure with the A-Team. The show even nodded to his Battlestar Galactica days when his character encounters a Cylon at Universal Studios. Benedict chronicled his experiences in his autobiography, Revelations of a Risk-Taking Cowboy. Following that, he continued to write, including a particularly critical evaluation of the modern reimagination of Battlestar Galactica. Although Benedict's post-A-Team career lacked notable highlights, he did feature in the 1996 family-friendly adventure film titled Alaska, alongside Charlton Heston. In the 1990s, Benedict received an unexpected revelation. He discovered he had a child from a previous relationship who had been placed for adoption without his knowledge. In recent years, he has reduced his acting endeavors, but made a cameo appearance in the 2010 reboot of The A-Team. At the age of 79, his most recent appearance was in the 2020 film Charlie's Christmas Wish. Number 6. Robert Vaughn as General Hunt Stockwell. The fifth season of The A-Team shook things up a bit, relocating the mercenaries to Langley, Virginia, where they commenced missions under the command of General Hunt Stockwell, portrayed by Robert Vaughn. Eddie Velez took on the role of Frankie Santana, and briefly Judith Ledford appeared as Stockwell's aide Carla, joining the ensemble. Stockwell proposed a deal to the A-Team, complete a set number of missions for him in exchange for their pardons. Despite his apparent authority, the A-Team occasionally outwitted him and even rescued him once when he was abducted. Vaughn is perhaps most renowned for his portrayal of Napoleon Solo in NBC's The Man from UNC Lee, which aired from 1964 to 1968. One of his earliest screen appearances was as an uncredited extra in the 1956 film The Ten Commandments. 3 years later, he received an Academy Award nomination for his role in The Young Philadelphians. In 1978, he clinched the Outstanding Supporting Actor Emmy for Washington Behind Closed Doors via TV Guide. His extensive filmography includes appearances in TV series such as The Magnificent Seven and films like Bullet, Superman 3, and Pootie Tang. With over 200 credited roles to his name, Vaughn's career spanned from Law & Order to 1995's Escape from Witch Mountain, the iconic TV series The Love Boat. Vaughn continued acting until his passing on November 11, 2016 due to acute leukemia. He was 83. Number 7. Jack Ging as General Harlan Bull Fulbright. Character actor Jack Ging appeared in the A-Team for 8 episodes, spanning seasons 1 through 4. He made his debut on the NBC series in Season 1's A Small and Deadly War, portraying a renegade SWAT captain who utilizes his team as hired assassins. He returned in the subsequent season to depict another corrupt figure, this time a Border Patrol officer involved in smuggling immigrants into stateside sweatshops in bad time at the border. Ging's lengthiest tenure on the A-Team occurred during Seasons 4 and 5, where he portrayed General Harlan Bull Fulbright, taking over the pursuit of the team from Lance Legault's Colonel Decker. Fulbright had a personal motive for pursuing Hannibal's crew. He aimed to leverage them to locate his daughter, who was left behind in Vietnam. Although his plan ultimately failed and led to his demise in his final appearance, Fulbright did acknowledge his belief in the A-Team's innocence. A former Marine and collegiate football standout, Ging commenced his acting career in films and television during the late 1950s, securing steady roles as a guest and recurring character in series such as Perry Mason, The Twilight Zone, and Little House on the Prairie. His cinematic repertoire included 3 supporting roles opposite Clint Eastwood, Hang 'em High, Play Misty for Me, and High Plains Drifter, as well as a memorable appearance in the beloved children's film Where the Red Fern Grows in 1974. Throughout the 1980s, Ging remained remarkably active, portraying recurring characters in both Riptide and the A-Team, alongside regular guest appearances on other television shows. He passed away at the age of 90 at his residence in La Quinta, California on September 9, 2022. Number 8, Lance Legault as Colin Decker. Like the others on this roster, Lance Legault had an illustrious acting career, predating his involvement with the A-Team, his journey intertwined with Elvis Presley's. Legault commenced his career as Presley's stunt double, eventually appearing in a dozen films alongside the King, such as Girls, 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 Kissin' Cousins, and Viva Las Vegas. However, if you tuned into 70s and 80s television, and who didn't, you likely caught him guest starring in a plethora of shows ranging from Battlestar Galactica and BJ and the Bear to Tales of the Gold Monkey, Airwolf, and Simon and Simon. His voice was unmistakable. Knight Rider. Creator Glenn A. Larson once described it as 4 octaves lower than God's, as per his family provided obituary. He also graced the big screen in films like Stripes and Mortal Kombat Annihilation. On the A-Team, he portrayed Cole Roderick Decker in a recurring capacity. The character held a grudge against Hannibal Smith, but often found himself at the receiving end of Hannibal's unconventional tactics. His final appearance on the show was in Trial by Fire, one of the episodes where the A-Team found themselves captured, placed on trial, and sentenced to execution ahead of the Season 5 alterations that led to the series' cancellation. Legault passed away in 2012 at the age of 75 due to heart failure. He is survived by his wife Teresa and 4 children. Number 9. Marla Heasley as Tanya Baker. Heasley was selected for the part of Tanya Baker, a journalist collaborating with the team. Debuted in Season 2, Episode 15, The Battle of Bel Air, the character was brought in to replace Melinda koua, Amy Allen, who was suddenly removed from the series after demanding more involvement. To exit the series, the character was written off by getting married in the Season 3, 2-part Episode 2-3, The Bend in the River. The name of Heasley's character was determined by series creator Stephen J. Cannell, who merged his daughter's first name, Tanya, with his mother's maiden name, Baker. Prior to being cast as Tanya Baker, Heasley appeared as a bikini-clad college student named Charisse in a brief relationship with Templeton Faceman Peck in Season 2, Episode 4, Bad Time on the Border. Before the A-Team, Heasley featured in the initial 4 episodes of Star Search in the spokesmodel category. She made guest appearances on numerous other television series, such as TJ Hooker, The Love Boat, Riptide, Mike Hammer, The Highwayman, and many others. In the Galactica 1980 episode, Spaceball, she portrayed an unnamed Air Force lieutenant. Heasley's film credits include The Marrying Man in 1991, Born to Race in 1987, and Amore, released in 1993. Eddie Velez as Frankie Santana. Eddie Velez gained recognition for his portrayal of Frankie Santana in the concluding season of the American action and adventure TV show, The A-Team. Velez commenced his career as a stand-up comedian. Following his service in the Air Force, he relocated to Los Angeles, California, where he participated in theatrical productions and enrolled at the Estelle Harmon's Actors Workshop. Velez featured in several stage productions, including the inaugural run of the play Delirious, which earned the Dramalogue Award for Best Ensemble Performance. Later in his professional journey, Velez made guest appearances on television series such as Hill Street Blues, The Trials of Rosie O'Neill, Just Shoot Me, Walker, and Texas Ranger. Additionally, he portrayed Detective Alexander Garcia in the soap opera Port Charles, and assumed the roles of Malco and Paul Mendez in Days of Our Lives. Number 10. Mr. T is BA Baracus. Baracus, never underestimate the team's Mr. Fix-It, the unmistakable bad attitude. Baracus, simply known as BA, just makes sure to have some special milk on hand if flying with bad attitude. He really doesn't like helicopters, Murdock, or Murdock flying a helicopter. Although he had a lot of fun with the A-Team cast, Mr. T still faced some challenges on set. During the filming of the Season 4 premiere on a cruise ship, Mr. T experienced a family loss. Despite Baracus' fear of flying, he overcame it to be helicoptered off the ship before sending a whole list of demands to the producers for his return. So, Mr. T went through a very brief period of unemployment for just one episode before they resolved the issues. Luckily, Bad Attitude was already a beloved figure among fans. Mr. T landed his A-Team role because of his other memorable role. In 1982, Sylvester Stallone cast him as a rival boxer in Rocky III. There, fans heard the start of that iconic line, "I don't hate him, but I pity the fool." It's also where producers saw the potential to create a show just for him, and the T was actually the first piece of the A-Team puzzle. Just because he's a tough guy doesn't mean he doesn't have a soft side and a big heart under that muscle, which actually made him a bit critical of the 2010 film adaptation of the show. The original A-Team always had this running joke where they showed people escaping big explosions or crashes. It was all for spectacle, not actual death or gore. So when Mr. T saw more explicit content in the movie, he wasn't pleased, feeling it took away from the family-friendly vibe. Recently, he teamed up with fellow wrestling personality Hulk Hogan to host SNL and even showcased his dance moves on Dancing with the Stars. He didn't even need any special milk for that. Today at 71, he's a devout Christian with 3 children, truly embracing life to the fullest. So I have just finished introducing the entire cast of the A-Team then and now to all of you. The entire cast contributed greatly to the film's success and helped the American television industry become richer and stronger. It has been a very long and trying journey for them. Finally, thank you for accompanying me until this moment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share videos to update on many interesting topics that I will bring to you. Have a good day.